Hello, it is Mrs. Brown. I am here with a presentation so I can talk to you guys a little bit about the Westing game. Here's a backstory on the Westing game. This mystery was written by Ellen Raskin in 1978, and it is considered a masterpiece. It's also a Newbery Award-winning story that has sold millions of copies. Here's a little bit about the author. She was born and raised in Milwaukee. Here's where she attended school. There you go. It's also, the Westing game was called Get a Clue when it first came out. All right, let's talk about Samuel Westing. He is definitely an eccentric and interesting character. He's the main character of the story, even though he has recently been murdered. Throughout the book, Sam Westing speaks to the group of players through various excerpts from his will. So even without him being there, he is still the central character with the most to say. The genre is a murder mystery. I'm sure most of you guys have figured that out by now. Here's a little bit more about the game. Okay, it does take a lot of twists and turns. We have blizzards, bombings, power failures. The game never stops being played. Everyone is a suspect, and it has a very surprise twist ending. Here's a review of Sunset Towers. So on the bottom floor, we have Dr. Wexler's office and the coffee shop. The second floor, we have Mrs. Baumbach and Theodorakis's. Then we have Sidel Pulaski, and we have the Wexlers. We have the Who's. We have Judge J.J. Ford. And then on the fifth floor, we have Shin Hu's restaurant. I wanted to review some of the vocabulary that you guys read through. A mimosa is a small flowered tropical tree. A macaroon is a coconut drop cookie. If you flail, it means to strike out in a whipping motion. To embalm means to preserve a dead body. A trousseau is a bride's outfit of clothing. A bigot is also somebody known as a racist. A minstrel forfeits, excuse me, means to give up. Regal is like a king or queen, and bunting is patriotic streamers of cloth or paper. And then a bathhouse is a structure at the seaside for dressing. So here's an example of the Westing mansion. I imagine it to be slightly creepy. Maybe it's not, but that's how I think it is. I want you guys to think about and reflect on how long did Turtle end up staying in the Westing mansion? How much money did she make? And would you take the bet? So just keep those things in your brain. All right, so I want to make sure that I go through and review the groups of characters for you, as you will need to kind of look at them as you're thinking through each character. So group one is Madame's son, Lin Hu, who is a cook, and Jake Wexler, who's a doctor. Group two is Turtle Wexler and Flora Baumbach. Group three is Christos Theodorakis and Denton Deer. Christos is the kid who is in the wheelchair. Then we have Alexander McSuthers, the doorman, and Judge J.J. Ford. We have Grace Windsor Wexler and James Shin Hu. We have Berth Erica Crow and Otis Amber. We have Theo Theodorakis and Doug Hu. And finally, we have Sidel Pulaski and Angela Wexler. All right, so in there, there was an obituary, and that is when somebody passes away, there's usually something written up about that person. Samuel W. Westing, the mysterious industrialist who disappeared 13 years ago was found dead in his Westingtown mansion last night. He was 65 years old. The only child of immigrant parents, orphaned at the age of 12, self-educated, hard-working Samuel Westing saved his laborer's wages and bought a small paper mill. From these meager beginnings, he built the giant Westing Paper Products Corporation and founded the city of Westingtown. Okay, here's a couple of clues we have so far and the clues that each group received. We're not quite sure on group 1 yet. Group 2, they got the words sea, mountain, am, and o. Group 3 got for, plain, grain, and shed. Group 4 were skies, am, shining, brother. Group 5, fruited, purple, waves, for, sea. Group 6, we don't know yet. Group 7, his, and, on, to, the, for. And group 8, good, grace, from, hood, spacious. All right, so the estate is at the crossroads. Which heir will solve the mystery and win $200 million? There's a lot of money at stake here, so it makes sense that all of the groups are kind of eager to win. Okay, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the stock market. Turtle Wexler loves to play the stock market and get money off of that. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of how it worked. The stock market is an everyday term we use to talk about a place where stocks and bonds are traded, meaning bought and sold. So that's like pieces of a company. For many people, that is the first thing that comes to mind for investing. The goal is to buy the stock, hold it for a time, and then sell it for more than you paid for it so you can make money. So you own a piece of the company, you wait until the company gets more money, and then you sell it because somebody else wants to have a piece of that company. Stocks are Stocks are units of ownership in a company. Companies sell stock to get money to research better ways to make things, create new products, improve the products they have, hire more employees, enlarge or modernize their building. So, businesses raise money by selling stock. How the stock market works. When you buy stock, you become a shareholder, which means you now own part of the company. If the company's profits go up, you share in those profits. If the company's profits fall, so does the price of your stock, so you would lose money if it falls. If you sold your stock on a day when the price of that stock falls below the price you paid for it, you would lose money. In the stock market, prices rise and fall every day. When you invest in the stock market, you are hoping that over the years, the stock will become much more valuable than the price you paid. For example, right now, it would be really good to own stock in toilet paper and hand sanitizer and wipe companies. Okay, so after 11 through 14, here are a couple of questions that I want you guys to think about. Why couldn't anyone read Sidel Pulaski's Notes of the Will? Where did the first bomb explode? Who was injured in the second bomb? Who kept scaring people by shouting, boom? And the clue, may God thy gold refine, came from what song? All right, so we will hear more vocabulary next week. I hope you guys are enjoying this book. I'm going to be doing a few more videos. We're going to be talking about symbolism and also summarizing the book so far. So that's what you guys will be practicing. Miss you.